In this video, we will show how to add users to your FloorVisio database. So from the home page, we will click on View. Hover over Settings, we'll click on Employees. In the drop-down, we'll notice all the employees that are set up currently. It lists the active first, followed by inactive. This FloorVisio portal, that's the account where you can set the password for the portal login. That's covered under a different video. So we're gonna add a new employee. And we'll say this is Jane Doe. Now when you come to this screen, you'll notice at the top are these buttons. Clicking these buttons will automatically set these settings down here, allowing the employee different rights and privileges. And so if this was a quality person, we could click Quality. And you'll notice that it's checked the items that is most likely used for a quality person. For sales engineer, same thing. The checks are different for that. So for this employee, let's say that it's a supervisor. And we'll go ahead and type in supervisor for the role. And phone number for the employee. The extension. The email. Now FloorVisio will email, but the email address has to be on the employee for FloorVisio to be able to send emails. The password, you would set a password for them to be able to log into their account. So when they go to log in, they would choose their name and then type the password that you're putting in. For this example, we'll just use 12345123345 to confirm it. The URL login key, what this does if you will create a login here, so it's generated 2 random keys. Now this URL that's been generated. If you go to that URL, it'll automatically log in as this person. Now should this person leave the company or you want to revoke this privilege, you can come back to this account, click on the Create, Regenerate, and clear the keys, and that URL would no longer work for them to get into the system. So that's important to do when an employee leaves the company, is to check if they have these rights involved. So for this instance, we'll go ahead and put it there. Time clock pin, if you use the time clock within FloorVisio, what this does is it gives the user a pin to be able to use the time clock, and that prevents employees from clocking each other in and out. The hourly rate. This is for the costing of the work orders, and so if you will enter in the hourly rate that this employee is making when the labor is costed on a work order, then the labor will be costed accurately for that employee. Printing offset is used to adjust the printing margins for Visio printing invoices and pack slips and things like that. Help videos, that shows the help videos on the screen. Active, this is the employee is active in the company or not. If you set that to inactive, this URL will not work. And also they will not be shown in any of the drop-down list when selecting employees. For this instance, we'll leave them active. Sales rep is this person's sales rep. Now a sales rep may not be an employee of your company, but they have to be put in as an employee. And sales rep checked, and that'll allow you to be able to choose them when setting up a customer that it has a sales rep to that customer. Gatekeeper, what this does is it's typically used for shop foreman or the lead supervisor, and it gives real-time updates through the notification system in FloorVisio of what's going on the floor. Things like, when people clock out of work orders or when people clock into work orders or when people misreport the quantity run or things like that, that would be useful for a shop lead to know. So if this was the supervisor that does a shop lead, we could select Gatekeeper, and then all of the tasks and things that are being done throughout the day, they would continually get real-time updates on their system showing that. This check mark here in the To-Do Who drop down, this means can this person use the internal chat system inside of FloorVisio to chat with other users. And so you may have a shop employee that doesn't need to be in that chat list, and so you can take them out of the chat list right there. The set as COC, what this is certificate of conformance. And so if this employee was a quality person, meaning they're in the quality department, you could set one person as the CFC contact. You can upload their signature. And when FloorVisio generates a certificate of conformance, it will go ahead and put their signature on the piece of paper and fill in all of their contact details as well. Training, this is so that you can keep track of any internal training you've done for this user. So for instance, you could say that they've had forklift training, hazmat training, and you could put, the date that they completed it. That way, you have a record of what's going on. So that's what that is. Notes are just notes you want to put for the employee. All these are permissions and rights that the employee has. Now again, there's a lot of them and you can click on these buttons and it'll help you fill in and check out or apply the check marks to the most likely scenarios for those types of employees. And so you can look through all of these, and always you can ask for Visio for clarity when you need certain permissions or you need to withdraw permissions from employees. So you can always send us an email or call us, and we can help you through that. And so once all of these things are entered, you will click Save. And that employee has now been created into the system. So you can go back and look at employees, and you'll see there's Jane. We can edit, see all the information there. So, we set her password as 12345. So now we can log in as Jane. We use the password 12345. And you can see we're now logged in as Jane Doe. Again. Show you that URL key. So we'll come back as the demonstrate. Admin account. We'll go back and look at the employee. So this URL key here. I'm gonna copy it. I'm gonna log out. So I'm not logged in. Now we'll go to that URL. As you can see, I'm immediately logged in as Jane Doe. And so that's how to set up employees within FloorVisio, and you can set up as many employees as you need. There is no limit to the employees for your account. So set up as many as needed. This will make your system function correctly.